Senator Dziedzic.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank the Tax Committee members for the great discussion we had in committee. I also want to thank Brian Steinhoff and Madeline Hoy. So we all know Zoom committee meetings. They're an adventure, but they made it work. I want to thank my LA, Tatiana Reed, for all that she does to help me. And then members, I really want to thank our nonpartisan staff, the Tax Committee staff, Nora Pollack, Eric Sylvia, Jay Wilms, and Bjorn Arnson. They tolerated my detailed, in-the-weeds questions with a smile. Their hard work and commitment to Minnesota and the Minnesota Senate helps us all. There are a lot of items in this bill that I support. The K-12 education tax credit modification. No matter where we live or what we look like, we all want our kids to do best, and I think that will help. I support the historic tax credit extension. We have a lot of beautiful, iconic buildings in this state that are part of our history, and I think this will help preserve them and maybe repurpose them. We all know that restaurants and craft brewers have been hard hit by the pandemic, and this bill provides some relief for them. I mentioned earlier that Clearway, Minnesota was set up after the tobacco settlement in 1998. They have done a great job helping to reduce smoking rates and educate kids about the dangers of smoking. They are sunsetting this year, and this bill provides some additional money to the Department of Health to continue that work. I'm on the Housing Committee, and we've had a lot of discussions in that committee about the need for housing, especially affordable housing. The advocates and the bill author continued to work to improve the Minnesota Housing Tax Credit, that's Senate File 1866, by adding some guardrails. That could bring new money into housing developments across the state. We've heard about the 4D tax provisions in the bill in the past. This is a bill that Senator Rest has worked on since she was in the other body. I thank her for all her work on that. I raised concerns about the earlier provisions about the lack of guardrails. The bill provides a property tax reduction, and I had concerns, and the cities had concerns, that those reductions didn't go to maintaining the building or to providing tax relief or lower rents for the people living in that building. The advocates listened. They came up with solutions to mitigate some of the issues, and I look forward to continuing to work with them to address other concerns. We have a housing crisis. Failure is not an option. We have to be focused, thoughtful, and take bold action so that everyone can go home. The bill includes some PPP relief for the businesses that received it. Those PPP loans saved many businesses, and that's the right thing to do. But we also should provide similar relief to those who receive pandemic unemployment assistance. So some sole proprietors or others who didn't have an established banking relationship, or like my constituent, she had a relationship, a 20-year relationship with a well-known bank in the area, but they told her, you have the wrong type of account, so she couldn't get PPP. She got pandemic unemployment assistance instead. She should get that same relief. We should fully conform to those provisions. The bill also allows businesses to make an election so that they can figure out how does this benefit them and choose that benefit. We should also allow working family credit recipients to receive a similar election so they can pick which tax year works best for them. They can pick if their 2019 or 2020 income works best for them and use that on their 2020 taxes. This bill helps some, but it could do better. We must do better. It doesn't conform or help those who lost their homes and are now faced with paying taxes on loan forgiveness. It doesn't conform to special rules on flexible spending accounts, IRAs, or charitable contributions. We are coming out of the pandemic, and some are doing really well. Pandemic millionaires are doing great in this K-shaped recovery, but others have not rebounded as quickly. I keep hearing that we have a surplus, but where is the assistance in this bill for older people, for people with disabilities, people with different abilities? Where is the help for college students, restaurant workers, or store clerks? Where is the help for our essential workers who kept working during that pandemic? We should provide help so that all Minnesotans, no matter where they live, or what they look like can succeed. We are in a worldwide marketplace, and the world is watching. They watched the trial. They didn't hear about the great things in our state. They heard about our disparities. And those disparities might impact what companies and employees decide to come to our state. We have great home ownership rates, education attainment, and employment if you are white. We have some of the highest disparity gaps in home ownership, in education, and unemployment if you are a person of color. Many businesses are stepping up to reduce those disparities. We also need to step up. We have a positive budget balance, but we also have a lot of needs, starting with law enforcement reform and closing those disparities. The tax bill should be part of a global, forward-looking strategic plan to close those disparities, address our needs, and create one Minnesota. One Minnesota where everyone thrives. One Minnesota where, regardless of your race, religion, gender, who you love, or your zip code, you succeed. In one Minnesota where everyone has affordable health care, affordable housing, affordable daycare, fully funded schools, a good job, and feels safe in their communities. We have the opportunity, we have the duty to work together and prepare a budget that lifts up everyone in Minnesota, no matter where you live or what you look like. From Ada to Zumbrota, all Minnesotans should have the opportunity to succeed.